Hello everyone, today we are going to work on the pause menu. So after the game is started, if I press escape or P button, we will get the pause menu, and here we have resume, settings and exit. So if I press resume, the game will be resumed, and if I go to the settings, it will go to this usual settings page where we can change all the game settings. And if I go back, we are back in the pause menu. Okay, and if I press exit, we get do you really want to quit? Press yes, the game will be stopped. Okay, that's what I'm going to work on today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support. Hello everyone. So far we have worked on here on all the options and game, new game, continue game. So as the next part, I wish to work on a pause menu, which I don't have at the moment. Okay, so right, let's first go to project settings and input, and let's add another action. Let's call it pause. As the key, I'm gonna assign escape, but if I press escape in the editor, it's gonna stop the gameplay session. So therefore let's add another button. This is just for the editor P. Right, oh, do I use P anywhere else? No. Okay, cool. So right, I think I used P for power plant in something, plant seeds. Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah, we can find out if anything goes wrong. Right, now where should we define? I think we can use this player controller class. Okay, here let's implement pause input action. Right, now is there a way to check post? Alright, we can use this 𝐒𝐻𝐵𝐭 post function to check if we have already paused the game. If not, we can pause set game post to true. Otherwise we can set it to false. Okay, now shall we test? Right, if I press P, oh, nothing happens. Why is that? Isn't this? Oh, wait, this should be interchanged. If you are not forced, we should pause, otherwise we should unpause. See, now it is paused. And if I press P again, oh, nothing happens. Well, the reason is right, The reason is, after the game is paused, this event is not firing anymore. So there is a solution for that. If you select this input node, here you can see execute when paused. If you enable that, this event should fire even after pausing the game. So let me pause. Now I have paused the game, and if I press P again, you see the game resumes. Okay, so the next thing is, when we pause the game, we need to bring up the pause menu. Right, so first we need to create a pause menu widget. UI, and here we have the main menu. I think we can just duplicate the main menu, and here instead of game we can change this to resume. So if you don't know how to create the how did I create the main menu, you can refer to the video, this main menu video I have worked on Unreal Server 39. Okay, back to editor. Right, now here let me just duplicate WDG main menu. Let's call it WDG pause. Okay, and here instead of the game I'll change it to resume. I have used all capital for this. Right, so later on I will implement options like reload or main menu, etc. But for now let's just keep this simple. Right, so what should happen if I press the resume button? So here we already have binded an event, but here what it does is go into the main menu. So now here what I want to do is remove from parent. So we need to remove this pause menu from the parent, and we simply need to unpause the game. So set game paused to false. That's all we need to do here. Okay, that should be enough for now. So now let's see how to bring up this pause menu when we pause the game. So here let's use the HUD survival, and here we have VPI HUD. Let me open it, and here let's add a function pause game. As the input, let's add pause unpause. Okay, so if this is pause, I should pause the game. If this is true, I should pause the game, otherwise I should unpause the game. Right, now here let's implement it. The event graph. Right, here let's implement pause game. Oh wait, did I compile? Yes. Oh, we need to implement the event. Right, now here what needs to happen is yeah, I think it would be better, instead of pausing the game here, if we move this logic into the survival HUD, because when we pause the game, we need to bring up the pause menu, and when we unpause the game, we need to remove that. So yeah, okay, so this should depends on this input, not is game paused. Right, we don't need that here. Okay, but now still we need to pause the game through a key input. So here let's get hard pause game. We can call pause game. So here if we have already paused the game, we need to unpause it, otherwise we need to pause it. So we can get game paused, no, is game paused, and we can use not boolean. So if this is true, that means if the game is paused, this will return false, so it will set to game unpause. And if this is game not paused, this will return a false, and the not will make it a true, so it will cause the game to pause. Right, let me quickly check if that still works. P not working. Alright, let's see again. Here this should be interchanged. If this is true, we should pause, otherwise unpause. Right, it's still working. Now I have paused the game. Unpaused. Okay, now let's see how to bring up the menu. Right. Here we can just create the widget using widget pause and add to viewport, but without doing it like that, I think I should use this go to menu, because that way it's more structured. So this target is menus. Let me add another entry here, pause. The reason to do it this way is because that's the way we have used for all other menus, so we need to keep the same system, same architecture. Right, now here all I have to do is creating the widget and adding it to viewport. Okay, so create widget using widget pause, and let's promote this to a variable. Let's call it wdg pause. Let me promote this to a function. Show pause menu. Now here, if we already have created a pause menu, we don't need to create one. So this would be useful when we call the pause menu for the second time. If it is not valid, definitely we have to create one. If it is valid, we don't need to create one. Anyway, after that what you have to do is get the pause menu and add to viewport. Right, shall we test? Oh wait, we can't test it because we didn't call this go to menu with pause. I need to buy a new mouse. Right click is not working here. Right, go to menu. So here instead of the target as main menu, I need to select pause. Okay, now I should use the same event. Instead of doing this in here, because we need to remove the pause widget, but also we need to if we have removed the HUD, we need to add it back as. So therefore let me remove this and call let's get HUD, no, get player controller, get HUD pause game, call with a false input. Right, now this part is okay, add-in part is okay. So unpausing, what we have to do is we have to unpause the game, and also we have to get the pause widget and remove from parent. Right, okay, shall we test? Okay, now we have the pause menu. If I press P again, it is gone. And if I also, here we don't have the mouse. Right, so we need to handle it. Where do we set the input mode and show mouse cursor? Right, here set input mode, we already have a function defined, set menu input mode. We can use this, but we don't need to unpause the game. That was something I had before which I need to fix, but that part is not needed now. Okay, so set menu input mode. Right, and also we have this set game input mode when we unpause. So these are the functions I have created previously. See, so that's why I can use them. Okay, right, Now if I press P, I get the menu, and I also have the mouse button, mouse as well. Now if I press resume, you see I can play the game again. But here one more thing, after I go to the pause menu, with P, if I press P again, it's not going away. That's because in the survival HUD I set the menu input mode, and here I set input mode UI only. That's the reason. So if you want to be able to remove the pause menu by pressing escape or P again, you need to set this input mode to UI and game. Set input mode to UI and game and UI. So if you use this, you can do that, but I'm not going to enable it here. Right, let me test again. Okay, so if I press settings, we get these menus, but if I press back, I get the main menu. Right, that's a problem. That's because earlier on I didn't plan to use the settings widget with the pause menu. So let me open one of the options. No, widget options. This is where we have the back button. Let me check the on-click event. So here we use this go to menu function, but here we are using main menu. So if we are coming from the main menu, it makes sense to going back to main menu, but if we are coming from the pause menu, we should go back to the pause menu here. So how do we make it happen? Right, for that let me check the settings button on click event, and what it does, it goes to the option menu. Right, okay, so let's go back to the options and let's promote this target to a variable. Let's call it back menu page. Menu target. Okay, so by default it will have main menu. Now we can set this to pause menu if we want. Right, now let's go back here. Here we have go to menu, and here I'll add another parameter in the same type, enum menus. I'll call it back target. By default it will have main menu because that's the first one. Here now for the options menu, here I'll set back menu target, and I'll promote this to a parameter back menu target. And here by default we have main menu, so I'm gonna connect this one, and now as the back menu target, when we pause the game, I'm gonna select pause. Right. Now if I play the game, press P, go to settings. If I go back, oh, we are still in the main menu. Why is that? Alright, the problem is this. When we go to the pause menu, where this is, no, it shouldn't be just pause. It should be pause menu, because that's the naming convention we have used in other ones. Okay, so right. So even though I set the back menu target as pause menu here, when we call within the pause menu, right, within the pause menu, when you call the settings button as the back target, I have given main menu, right? That's the issue. I should have given pause menu. Now which should work fine. Okay, game is started. Go to settings, back. Yeah, we are back in the pause menu. Again, settings, right, everything is working. Let's quickly check in the main menu if it is still going back to the main menu. Yes, it is. Okay, everything is fine. Alright, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Okay, so thanks for watching, and if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. Link would be in the description below, and the project files will be available for the download. See you in another episode. Goodbye.